to This Week in Geek. It is September 19th, 2016. We are, I guess we're presenting the brand new lineup because there were changes today. Let's introduce ourselves. I'm Rob Southgate.
Okay, I'll go.
The changes should have been somebody else, I guess.
Blank is formerly Edward. No, this is Alil Kanitsa. I do the League of Geeks podcast as well as this podcast. Enough said.
Coming back
this week.
Yeah.
After a summer hiatus. And I am Chris Mao, co-owner of Blue Box Cafe.
And no Edward Puppet. Edward has gotten too busy with school, too busy with work. I think he was a little nervous to tell me, but he said he had to step down. So Edward will be missed.
Yes.
He is somewhere in his magic corner right now, I'm sure. But you know what? I left the door open. I said, if things lighten up, you want to come back, or if you want to do other shows, whatever, we're here for you. So Edward left the show, but he is gone but not forgotten. He is around. So
Edward who?
Yeah, right.
Like I texted you, I'm like, who left? What?
Yeah, and you know, frankly, that doesn't mean the Edward Puppet's not going to make an appearance here and there.
Hey, can we get R-rated Lee?
Oh, do you want me to? Do you want me to see if we can get him once in a while?
I don't know. I like Scott. Scott's a good guy.
I will reach out to Scott. I'm not going to do it right now because we've already got a show going, but I'll reach out. Maybe he wants to be a rotating member. I think that'd be awesome. So I want to get to the first bit of news.
Yes.
Right up front, because I don't know if this affected you guys, but it totally affected me. We had another big death.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
I mean, Martin Croker, C. Martin Croker.
You
don't know who he is from William Street. He did the voice of Zorak on Space Ghost.
He animated it too, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah. This guy, I don't know about you guys, but to me, I was all about this guy's work. I mean, I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah.
I love Zorak. This is a real loss. I met him last year.
Where was he at?
He was at one of the Comic Cons. Well, I don't remember which one. I think it was here in Chicago. But here's what's crazy about it. It actually might have been C2E2 this year. But I was walking, I was going back to a booth to go talk to somebody, and I'm walking through Artist Alley, and, you know, like, you've got all these people you're seeing. I can't remember which con this was. And there's one booth in between. It's behind a freaking pole, okay? So it's really bad placement. There's no backdrop. This dude sitting there in a Hawaiian shirt with this woman, and he's just sitting there, like, staring into space. They look like they had just parked there. You know, like, you know, when people just sit down like, oh, an open seat. And I look down as I'm walking by, and I see the name C. Martin Croker. And I turn around and I go, wait, you are C. Martin Croker, right? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, oh, my gosh, how do you not have a line? I mean, there were lines everywhere. He goes, oh, I don't know. I don't know if people know I'm here. I don't know if anyone really cares. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? I got to talk to him for like a half hour. He was the nicest guy. He was so awesome. And this is a real loss. Has anyone heard what he died of?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't heard anything, but I'm telling you, I'm really sad. The woman that he was with, that was his girlfriend who lives here. And she was trying to get him to move up to Chicago. And I had invited him out to Blue Box for an interview, and she friended me on Facebook. I got to find her on there. She said, if I can get him to move here, I'm going to bring him out to Blue Box and have him on. And
He's only 54?
Yeah, he was a young guy. And she said, you know, oh, he'll come out. And he was like, yeah, I would love to. He said, I'm just not here right now. But if I move here, you know, I'll come there. And I said, you know, Chris will give you a free sandwich. And he was like, oh, well, then I'm definitely coming, you know. So
he's an artist at heart looking for the free swag.
Yeah.
Well, I also like how Rob just gives away your stuff for free.
Oh, I know.
Chris.
It's okay.
for this guy, I give it away. See, I know Chris. Chris would have been like, oh, here, you know, come on in, have a coffee. Because, I mean, come on.
I get it. It's just funny.
The guy was Zorak. This is one of the few voices I do.
Dude, this was like Between Two Ferns before there was Between Two Ferns. That show. That was fantastic.
Right.
That was the best. That was some of the best cartoon.
Oh my God.
That's up there with like Laugh Olympics. That's how good that was.
Space Ghost was the best. It was just the funniest thing. And, you know, they're doing a marathon on Adult Swim right now of the Space Ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost too funny to watch. At some point you go, I can't watch more of this. It's so insane.
Number one, how did they get away with that back then?
Right.
Doing what they did. And, they probably couldn't do that stuff on Archer right now, which is pretty provocative as it is.
Yeah. Well, I think this show opened the door for Archer. I think it was Space Ghost Coast to Coast that opened the door. Like people go back and they go like, okay, Beavis and Butthead caused this, Simpsons caused this, that caused Family Guy. Sure, but this other element of these subversive shows like Archer, like the Venture Brothers, like Aqua Teen, that all stemmed from this, and it's a real shame. I'm just such a huge fan, and like I said, he was the nicest guy. One of the nicest guys I've ever met at any con. And that's saying a lot because we met a lot of really super nice people.
We have. We've been fortunate.
But love Zorak. Well, you know what? And you know what's funny? I probably imitate Zorak almost every day at some point.
There's no imitation. It's you.
That's right. Oh, see, I can't do it right now. My throat is shot. We did Disturbed before we did this. So there we go. That's the first thing I wanted to bring up. I don't know. Now that we don't have Edward, this is a different show. I don't know. Do we want to do the, hey, do you got one? Or do you want to just kind of bring them up and interrupt each other? What do you guys think? 3 people is very different than 4.
It's 33% less. So,
yeah.
Well, are you excited for the Stan Lee 70s action movie about Stan Lee?
No, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I don't understand. I mean, good for Stan Lee selling. He's making the money. I mean, he's getting the paper. That's what he. I just don't get it. I don't know what Fox is doing with this. It makes no sense. They're going to make a 70s action movie about Stan Lee. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Was he in the CIA that we don't know about?
Yeah, him and Chuck Barris.
That's right.
Hold on a second.
And John Pertwee. John Pertwee was like a 007. Do you know that?
Was he really?
Yeah, John Pertwee was a spy during World War II. I think. Lord. Yeah, exactly. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree a little. I think this is the dumbest thing ever. In a sea of dumb things, I don't get this at all.
And then Fox doing it.
It's Fox, so it's totally appropriate.
Yeah. And I just don't get it. I don't know. I mean, yes, there's fans of Stan Lee out there. Great. I love Stan Lee. I love him like I would love a relative of mine. But I'm not going opening weekend to go see a 70s action movie about him.
Did you hug him when you met him?
You know what? I didn't because I had problems when I met him. I had the Bell's palsy issue.
Oh, that's right.
It's not funny, Rob. It literally crushed my soul that I had that happen and I had to take a picture with Stan Lee where half my face was frozen. Keep laughing.
Not to pour salt on that wound, but was that half better looking than the other half?
Man, Edward's gone, and I'm just gonna pile up on the new youngin of the group, huh?
Right. Now that I remember, I forgot about that. I'm gonna have to take the Lil puppet and paralyze half of it.
Jesus, that's bad.
He stinks.
So I could care less about this.
Too bad you didn't try out for Two-Face. You could have been locked.
Stanley's like, Excelsior.
Sorry.
Two-Face isn't one of my characters. Shut up.
You should know better. I apologize. It's all with love. It's all with love.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not really with love. It's too funny. So I want to know, though, are they basing it on that? Did you read that comic book that was his biography, his autobiography that came out last year?
No,
it's a comic book. It was a regular book. It's called The Real Stan Lee, Excelsior, something like that. It's you know what? I got it at the library. I was going to buy it. Saw it at the library. I was like, oh, hey, I'll give it a try. With the full intention of buying it because hey, it's Stan Lee. It's terrible.
Yeah,
I think I may have even recommended it somewhere. It's good because I liked the beginning. About halfway through, I'm like, ugh, this is terrible. But he does kind of make himself when I read it, when I heard this story, I thought, yeah, I could see them kind of using that 70s action thing going with this, even though he was making fun of some of that. I could see them getting that idea oh, we could do something with this. I think this is terrible. I don't want to see. This is just a dumb idea. I'd rather see the story of Marvel, where you see him and you see Jack Kirby and you see Steve Ditko do that story, and give those other guys their due some, because so much is focused on Stan Lee, and I love Stan Lee, but so much is focused on him. I would rather see one about
movie. Can we cast that movie right now?
Which one? The
Marvel one you're talking about. The one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Danny DeVito would be Jack Kirby.
Would Michael Fassbender be Stan Lee?
No, that'll be in the 70s one. No, we'll get is Burgess Meredith alive? No, he's dead.
He's long dead.
We'll get Ellen to play Stan Lee. And then who could be Steve Ditko?
Is that who we met? Is that who we met at Indy Comic Con?
Who?
A little Steve Ditko.
No, Ditko's been dead a while.
Yeah, that was
the guy that we met.
We met
the Batman guy.
Red Nick Fury. Drew Nick.
Yeah. That's who you met.
Sorry.
Why am I drawing a blank? You threw me off. Where's this piece of art? I have it somewhere.
You're the worst.
You spent a whole show not knowing anybody. What are you talking about? Literally a half hour talking with you. You didn't know anybody. My name is Rob Southgate. Oh, geez.
Yeah, but you know what? Both sides of my face are functioning. Take that a little.
Stop that. I can't think of who it was. Sorry, I did not mean to bring that up.
And it's a huge one. It's a huge one. Who is it?
It wasn't Hale, was
Jim
it?
Steranko.
Yeah, there it is. Uh-huh.
Yes.
So I'm reading about this Stan Lee thing. They want it. They go his story alone would be a great movie, but they just want to kick it up and reimagine his life. So he just wants to be James Bond is basically what it is. And so that's what he sold. He goes, make me into James Bond, what I wanted to be.
Who wants to see this?
Nobody.
I mean, seriously. Do you think this is going to get made?
Unless the root, somebody who are the guys that did Stranger Things? I can't think of their names. Sorry. Somebody
the Duffer Brothers. They're not going to touch this.
I think it would be fantastic if somebody Lee did it.
Why would I don't know.
No, Josh Trank will touch it. Oh, I'm back in. All right. Yeah, no. I don't.
Back in.
I'm going to bet money this doesn't get made.
47 directors said no. You're our last hope.
Yeah, I'm going to bet money this doesn't get made. Shall I mark my words?
Mark them.
I'm marking them. This movie doesn't get made, but I will mark my words that my movie will get made, The Story of Marvel. I think that is the movie to see.
Pitch that one. That would be good.
Yeah.
You got to get it while the geek thing's going hot. I mean, and I hate to say it like that, but...
Hold on. There's another option to that. Somebody get Matthew Weiner on the phone. We do the Marvel story as a miniseries. 12 episodes. I don't care if it's Netflix. I don't care where it is. I don't care. We'll just make the deal. We'll take the deal. But Matthew Weiner's going to produce it just like Mad Men. We tell the real story in that era. Have it look like Mad Men, but it's Stan Lee, it's Steve Ditko, it's King Kirby.
Who's John Hamm going to play is what I want to know.
John Hamm is going to play all the characters because I think John Hamm's amazing. John Hamm's going to play, if they make this 007 Stan Lee, he'll be Stan Lee.
Imagine him with the glasses and the white hair.
And the mustache.
The white hair, that'd be great. Hey, you should get Bruce Campbell to play him, actually. I think that would be perfect.
It'll be like at the end of the first Pee-wee movie when James Brolin is playing Pee-wee.
And Morgan Fairchild?
Morgan Fairchild's playing Dottie.
Yes. He's 93. I didn't know he was that old.
Pee-wee?
Yeah.
No, Stan Lee.
Oh, I was going to say, he didn't look that bad. He's 93. Well, he's done touring and stuff, isn't he? Isn't New York Comic Con his last, or is he already done?
Yeah, it's not. He's done outside. He's not done touring. He's just picking certain spots where he's ending. Like he's not going back to he's not traveling overseas anymore. Like he's not doing Canada. He's not doing a lot of the ones that are hard trek for him to do.
Yeah.
But he'll still do a few here and there. But I mean, it's getting to a point where it's getting kind of hard for him. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say it, but 93.
93.
Yeah,
I know.
That's tough.
I know. And you know what? He is a huge inspiration, regardless of the smoke that's been blown about what involvement he had or whatever. He did invent quite a bit that shaped us. You know? Is somebody wait, is somebody banging on their thing now? Do you guys hear that?
I do.
What are you talking about? Banging on what?
It sounds like this.
Our mic.
No, I'm not. I'm like 7 inches from my mic. I'm not even touching.
Oh, how are you measuring that?
Did you really open that door? Oh
No.
my God. Unbelievable.
That's not a door.
The mousetrap, but what is that?
It's got a little snapper on it.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right.
All right, what?
I don't know.
All right, let's go on to the next thing. We've spent enough time making fun of Stan Lee and a Lil. What else do we have? Anything? There wasn't a lot of news this week.
Rumor kind of confirmed on Twitter. Who knows if it's true, but the actor, Alan Richardson, he was known for being Aquaman in Smallville. He's Raphael in the new Turtles movies. He was in Blue Mountain State, I believe that was the show.
Okay.
He's rumored to be Shazam.
Oh, is that who that guy is?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's him, and then The Rock is playing
Black Adam.
Yeah. Okay.
So I it's news. I mean, I don't know if it's official. A lot of people have commented on his size because just the sheer mass of The Rock.
Yeah, compared to The Rock.
But I mean, that's everybody. I mean, who are you? I mean, there's not many people who can go compete with the size of The Rock.
Yeah, no kidding. He's gigantic. So,
but I mean, I think I think he can pull it off. I think he can get bigger. I mean, he's got time. I mean, we're not going to get a Shazam movie for like 5 years.
So you're saying he can Chris Pratt it? Go from
Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. I mean, all those guys. If you see them prior to them
but this guy
becoming
has
Marvel,
to get really big.
No, but this guy is 6'3", about 225. I mean, he is a
really?
big dude. Yeah.
He didn't look that big in the picture.
It's a picture, Rob. I mean, he's a big dude.
He was like 3 inches tall, and
you remember him on Smallville? I mean, he was. I think he was taller than Tom Welling even on Smallville when he was playing Aquaman.
Yeah, I liked his appearance on there. I thought he was good.
I mean, I don't think it's bad. I mean, you're not going to get anybody who is as
Momoa-ish. Oh wait, we're talking a different character. That's who they should. If they had Momoa against The Rock, but he's not Shazam.
But The Rock is still way bigger than Jason Momoa.
All right, who's
yeah, but that's pretty. He's still pretty big. He could be in the same, at least the same picture.
Yeah, but
The Rock.
He can't be Shazam.
All right, who could be as big?
What about Joe Manja? Whatever.
Oh, Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, I don't think he. I don't know if he's going to get that big either. I mean, he's already Deathstroke,
big, dude.
I mean, he's already Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is Deathstroke.
Kevin James, he's big. You think he can do it?
Hey, he's back.
He's back on TV. He's got a CBS show. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I thought we were going to do a podcast about every episode. You and I, Rob.
I heard. Oh, I'll do it with you, Lil, if you want to.
I heard 30 minutes of I hate that son of a beep.
I heard a commercial for it today, and it had like some line from it. The line, I didn't know it was from the show. It was just the stupidest thing, and I was like, "What is this dreck?" And then it's the new Kevin James show. I'm like, "Oh, of course it is." It's terrible.
I'm on the Yelp. You're going
That's
down.
It.
Oh
that was
my!
It.
I heard
Garbage.
that. I was like, I literally threw up in my mouth. It was horrible. Kevin James will be on our next episode. We're going to live interview him. So,
oh, that would be the best. And watch us all turn around. You're the greatest. I love you. And here comes the boom.
I don't care. I like Kevin James. I know you hate him because he stole your career.
Yeah.
But I like
he's in Here Come the Boom. I'm in Here Come the Booze. So
the boobs?
True.
Here come the man boobs?
Come in my man's ear.
Here comes the man boobs.
Wait a minute. I'm seeing a welcome to This Week in Geek Theater. We'll be doing our own version.
We'll be on the street recording it with a Walkman. It'll be great.
Be awesome. I forgot even where we were. I'm completely lost. So,
well, I know who could do the new Stanley movie is Zack Snyder. He'll be looking for a gig. From Marvel rescues him from the DC abyss.
It'll be what's his name again? It'll be Josh Trank in a Zack Snyder joint. A lot of slow motion glass breaking and mustache hair falling very slow motion.
It'll come out like Boogie Nights, that bad acting, with
right.
It'll be fantastic.
If they're going to do that, though, I mean, really, seriously, you got to get, what's his name from Step Brothers to be and do that.
C. Riley.
Yeah, John C. Riley.
John C. Riley.
He was the greatest in that.
And who's the I can't remember the Hispanic guy that was in Boogie Nights, who's like their buddy, who's like in every movie too. What's his name?
Oh, I love that guy.
Luis
Guzman.
Guzman. Yeah, Luis Guzman. He would be perfect in that because he looks like he's from the 70s, so it would be wonderful.
Oh, all of a sudden he should be in the Stan Lee movie. We're casting.
We're not remake this movie. We're making this movie right.
Let's make it right. Yeah. You know what? Someone get Matthew Weiner on the phone. And I do like to say that name.
Love saying that.
We're going to get Luis Guzman in there because he does look like he's from the 70s. We're going to get Gene Hackman on there as the boss that caused all the trouble for Stan Lee before. The guy who owned Marvel before that was like a penny pitcher, but it'll be Gene Hackman. That'd be awesome.
Or Paul Giamatti, because he could be the boss too.
I think Paul Giamatti has to be like the boss over at DC who has
that
run-ins with him.
He could be Kirby. Imagine that.
Oh, shut up. You just cast it. Chris,
I got it.
He's Kirby. But who's Stan Lee? Who's wiry and who would it be? It's got to be like skinny little.
Make Christian Bale lose like another bunch of weight.
Make him like the mechanic.
That was nasty. I mean, God bless him for being that dedicated to his art, but holy cow.
Yeah.
That can't be good for you.
No, I have a better one though. I mean, that would be disgusting, but Matthew McConaughey. Because he has the swagger, the right swagger.
Oh, yeah.
He can deliver it. He's skinny enough. Get him a little skinnier. Put those glasses on.
Get a mustache on.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey and Paul Giamatti in the Marvel story.
It's Spider-Man. All right.
All right.
Doesn't Stan Lee have a little bit of a Southern accent, or am I wrong? Is he New Yorkie?
New York.
It's New Yorkie.
These superheroes get younger. I just stay the same.
So like why I like selling comic books.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this would be the greatest movie ever.
Who could Woody Harrelson be? That's all I have to ask.
He'll be Steve Ditko.
Woody Harrelson. Or John Hamm. John Hamm could be that.
John Hamm has to be in it. He's just in it. He's like the secretary. He just keeps walking in. Hey, Mr. Lee, I got you this. You are a good-looking man. Excelsior. You get younger, I stay the same.
I stay the same. Yeah.
Did you guys read the thing, speaking of The Rock, welcome to the Rock Hour, that Peter Berg wants to remake, he wants to do a sequel to The Rundown. You guys remember The Rundown?
Love The Rundown.
I did too. I thought that was a great movie, but he wants to do it with Jonah Hill. It's like, I don't think he was looking to do it with The Rock, or he wants to have Jonah Hill be his partner. I'm like, really?
So you want Jonah Hill in the Stifler role?
Yeah. Either that or as The Rock, like do a sequel. No, it's got to be him in the Stifler role. I really like Jonah Hill. I don't want to see this movie. I don't care. It's a little past its prime, and it just seems like, I mean, if you're going to do it, just get Stifler back. He was fine in that role. He's been shut out. He's
uncastable now, I guess, supposedly.
Why?
Probably being a douche or something. I don't know. This is all speculative, so I don't know. But
Chris is just throwing it out there. Well, hey, Hollywood, listen to Chris Mao.
Yeah, there was some stupid article about that too, but it's the same reason. It's like the same things. Like, why doesn't Hollywood cast Brendan Fraser? Why doesn't
you see those things come up all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they got a load of Dudley Do-Right. Whoa, that and his what was that? George of the Jungle. Oh, those
cashing
were
checks.
terrible.
He was cashing Disney checks. Don't feel bad for him.
I don't feel bad, but that's where he lost it. Nobody wants to see him after that. And a lot of people, it's funny. I really like, especially the first Mummy movie, and I like the really second one. But a lot of people I talk to think those are complete crap. So I think there was a lot of bad will built up. I don't know why. I thought those were great. I liked him in those. Oh,
I forgot Uncle Rico was in that. Sorry, I was just going over the cast list of The Rundown. So
Uncle Rico.
Shut up! I forgot that too.
Yeah, he was in. He's a really good actor, actually.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He just, he had one of those roles that was just I don't want to say unforgivable, but just can't ever get out from underneath that. So.
Well, Uncle Rico is like the perfect character. So,
yeah.
What do you bet I could throw this football over that mountain over there? Grandma says you have to go
because you're eating all our steaks.
Because you're eating all our steak. You feed Tina yet? No. Oh my gosh. Now it's going to turn into the Napoleon Dynamite podcast. I think you ripped my mole off.
I like that movie, but man, like it is not. It's like some people think it's the be all end all comedies, and it's not.
It's pretty.
I don't think it's the be all end all, but I think it's pretty fantastic. I really love that movie.
I really enjoyed it. I've watched it several times. Yeah, the dance scene, the moon booth. I mean, it's all great, but it's like I don't know.
Well, you know what? It's one of those that kind of hits and misses for people. For some reason, for me, it's a total hit. It's like the other one that Jared Hess did, not Napoleon.
Blades of Steel?
No, that one's funny. But no, Nacho Libre.
Oh, gosh.
A lot of people hate that. To me, it makes me laugh so hard. Chancho, I need your sweats.
It may be Jack Black's one of his most underrated performances. He's fantastic in that movie.
He is fantastic.
These are my relaxing clothes.
Yeah, when he has those white pants on.
Yeah, the stanza belts, yeah, it's great. It's
I love
Jeeps
it.
for the orphans.
For the orphans. Do you know that's based on
Your Life?
No, a series of movies. There's these Mexican wrestler movies. I found them one time. They're really wild. And they're the story of, it might even be Nacho Libre. But they weren't comedy. He was like an action star, but he wore the mask and everything, and he worked at the church, and it's this crazy thing, but it's not a comedy. And Jack Black and Jack White had gotten a hold of this, and they thought it was really hilarious, and that's why they wrote the movie.
Wait, who got a hold of it? Did you say Jack White?
Yeah, isn't that his name?
It's Jack Black. What are you talking
It's Jack Black, and who's the other guy? White.
No, not Jack White.
What's his name?
I don't remember his name. It's not Jack White.
Mike White. Mike White.
Yeah. He and his dad is a really famous Hollywood writer. And then Mike White went on to become a famous writer, or a successful writer, but he also acted. So he was in that. He was in, he was the boyfriend in, or the teacher in the other one with Jack Black.
School of Rock.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a funny guy. He was on Amazing Race with his dad.
Is he in Tenacious D, or is he just went with it?
No, he just works with Jack White, or he did. They had Black White Productions. Now they don't anymore.
Ooh, a falling out.
Or they just went, you know what? We can't make any money at this. Let somebody else pay for it. I'm just kind of scrolling through here. I don't know if there's anything catching you guys. There was another story I wanted to bring up, and I can't remember what it was. It's a lot of the same this week, though. Yeah, I'm not finding it here. Jackie Earle Haley is cast in Alita Battle Angel.
We got Batman wearing goggles.
Yeah. Anyone care? It looks cool, but I don't really care. Yeah, and none of these are really. Annabelle 2 teaser came out. Terrible. Did you guys see that?
I never watched the first one.
The first one sucks. It's awful. And then this trailer, well, the first one, it's called Annabelle. The doll is in the movie for a minute. It's not about the doll in any way. It's so stupid. And it's not scary at all. It's only the first maybe 5 minutes are fun. After that, it's just unwatchable. So they do this sequel, and they do have the right idea. It's about the doll, or at least it looks like it is. But I was so disinterested within 10 seconds of seeing it. You see her sitting at the table, you see this other woman, you're like, okay. And a woman walks in, Annabelle? And then you're like, okay, I'm already done. I already don't care. So this is a turkey. Yeah.
Why remake or do a sequel of something bad? But
and it was bad
because it made money, though. I mean, that's the thing. It made some money, and these movies are cheap to make.
Yeah,
they're cheap, and they just roll them out. Why not? Until it's and they're so cheap to make, they really don't have a very big nut to make profit. If they make 50,000 or 50,000, if they make $50 million, which they will, they've made a huge profit off of this piece of crap. And then it'll hit video, and everybody will watch it. It'll get a deal on it with HBO and Netflix and all that, and they'll make money.
They'll get something out there. So, did you see that Star Trek Discovery has been pushed back?
No.
Till May?
I prefer to call it STD.
And you have a lot. You've seen that before, haven't you?
Now, why have they cut it back?
What a terrible, terrible joke.
Yeah. Welcome to This Week in Geek. I prefer to call it Twig. Anyway,
for the longest time, he kept writing Twig, and I'm like, I don't know what he means. What is he talking about? We're doing Twig, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just showed up and did the show.
I do that. I
just keep waiting for Twig
what's
to
that?
start.
What's that? What's he saying about me? That son of a.
Yeah.
Well, they were saying that the president of CBS wants to give Brian Fuller and the company time to take all the time they need to get it right.
Yeah, because
which is
they
exactly
need this
what
to work.
Yeah.
Because they're using it as the flagship for their pay service.
Right. But how can you push it back 4 months and launch your service?
Right.
So either that means that they're not even ready to do their service, or
both.
It's a big pile of garbage and they can't get it done. So
both.
All of the above.
Both. I mean, think about it. They couldn't get this thing together and launch it for the 50th.
Yeah, no kidding.
They should have at least had a trailer cut that debuted on the 50th. They got nothing. So, yeah, this could be a problem. I think it sounds cool. I think the pay service is stupid. And it's free everywhere except America and Canada.
Well, because we're the only idiots who pay like $500 for aspirin. So why wouldn't we pay for TV that everybody else gets for free? So
yeah, well, I'm not. I know Lil's not. Nope. Yeah. So I don't know. We could be singing a different story going forward, but I kind of have a feeling we're not.
I'm going to mark this one. This is the greatest show ever.
All right.
I'm saying you're going to say that when it comes out, when you see it finally. Well, it'll be on a stack of shame for 10 years. So
yeah, right. So right after I watch Waterworld 2, I'll go, oh, I finally saw Star Trek. Evangeline Lilly and Adam Scott are doing a Netflix horror comedy called Little Evil. I know nothing about it. I like both of them. So, all right.
Yeah,
Adam Scott's getting a lot of weird stuff. He's got this, and then he's got that X-Files ghost show. Which I don't know.
He's pretty versatile. He can play that weirdo guy. He can play the straight man. He's pretty. I think he does a pretty good job.
I do too. I loved him on Parks. He was great on Parks and Recreation. So I think he's really solid. But and you know what? It's a Netflix show, so I guess who cares? I mean, they do 12 episodes. He films it. It's in the can, done. If it's a hit, they make another season. But
that's right. He'll get paid, and then it'll be all set. So.
I do like both of them quite a bit. And Evangeline Lilly, man, she's the Wasp. That's the best. How about that trailer? Did you see the trailer for 50 Shades Darker?
No.
Yeah, terrible.
Well, the first one was horrible. So
horrible. It's more of the same, only it looks worse. 50 Shades crappier. It was awful. I'm watching this trailer and people are like lighting up like, ooh, it's like darker and sexier. I'm like, there's nothing sexy about any of this. And this is the worst.
It was bad.
Now it's like a murder mystery or something. Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah. You know what it reminds me? You're right. Remember when they did a sequel, the Orchid, whatever, the second 9.5 weeks? Did you know there was a sequel?
It's not the Wild Orchid, the one with that's a sequel to 9.5 weeks.
I think it is.
The one with really? I don't know.
I think it is. All right.
Well, are you talking about the one with I think I'm thinking of a different movie. So
I think Alil, do you know, or are you too young for this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what 9.5 weeks is, right?
No.
Mickey
Seriously?
Rourke and Kim Basinger.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
Holy cow, that was a huge movie.
It was 50 Shades of Grey before there was 50 Shades of Grey. So
yeah. Oh, you know what? Wild Orchid is not. It was all the same stuff without Basinger. But then they went back to the well in 97. So 97 with Mickey Rourke for another 9.5 weeks.
That's where he just is sleeping because he's tired.
Yeah, it got a 2.7 rating out of 10. Wild Orchid is not. Wild Orchid actually got better reviews, and that was garbage. I hated that movie when it came out. I didn't like 9.5 weeks either, though. A lot of people like that. I thought that was garbage.
No.
But it's actually a better movie than 50 Shades of Darkness or whatever this. This looks terrible. It can go away. Don't bother.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead is going to be on the 3rd season of Fargo. And she was in 10 Cloverfield Lane and Scott Pilgrim. And
I really like her. I think she is really good. So that That show is phenomenal, and she's a great fit for it because she's a good actress. Who else is on that, though? Wasn't there somebody else that was cast that we were like, oh, sweet? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Man. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, Ewan McGregor.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We did talk about that.
He's playing the dual role of brothers Emmett and Ray Stussy. That's fantastic.
That's the ultimate in when you guest spot on something, you play twins.
You play twins, and they're both Ewan McGregor.
He's going to be in every scene, and they're paying him like, oh, you won't be in it that much. It'll be fine. He'll be in every scene and just hate it. Yeah, be like, son of a.
But I'm Obi-Wan.
That's right. Obi-Wan, he's whatchamajigger from Trainspotting.
He's from Trainspotting. Well, he's got that movie, the sequel to that coming out, and it's got him again. Oh, he's so good, man.
Yeah, he's really talented.
Did you ever see the movie Little Voice?
Alil,
you ever see this one? You're the new Edward, Alil.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You are the new Edward. What happened? Usually
I've seen a lot of movies, but I don't know.
Wow. Well, Little Voice, you saw it, right, Chris?
No, I can't remember. If I did, I can't remember it.
It's fantastic. It was an indie film. Did you ever watch Absolutely Fabulous?
Yes.
Do you know who Bubbles is?
Yes.
It's her.
Okay.
It was a show written for her, somewhat about her, because on Absolutely Fabulous, she, you know what that is, Alil?
Yes.
Thank God. She had this like squeaky voice, and in real life, she kind of has this voice, this cockney voice like this, but she has this ability to impersonate other vocalists. So she sings like Billie Holiday. She sings like all these old vocalists, and she sounds exactly like them in real life. So this movie is about a character that is like this mousy little character and can't communicate except through song, and sings like this. And it's amazing. It's a great movie. What's his name?
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine is in it. Ewan McGregor plays the boy that is ends up being her boyfriend. It's a great movie. Really, really fantastic. High recommendation. Love that Ewan McGregor.
Michael Caine looks like such a sleazebag. It's got to be awesome. I can't.
Right. Wait, are you just looking at one of his pictures?
I'm looking at I'm looking at the IMDb for the movie, and he's got like a bad perm and like a really big gold chain.
Oh yeah,
and a Hawaiian shirt. It's awesome.
He's a terrible human being in this.
It's like him. He's like Gene Hackman. They can you love these guys, and they play some of the most despicable people. I mean, look at Royal Tenenbaums. I mean, he is just like, oh my God,
he's terrible.
He's awful.
Yeah, he's bad. Oh, but I love him in that movie when he's Royal.
Yeah,
he's so bad. That's the last time you shiv me.
That's right.
I've seen that movie. That's a great movie.
Oh, he saw one.
It's the best. It's the best Wilson Brothers performance, and he doesn't have any lines.
We're gonna have to get another Alil. We'll have old ass Alil that's seen all this stuff that you and I have seen.
Yeah,
R-rated Edward, old ass Alil. Todd McFarlane is back talking about how they're making a dark and R-rated scary Spawn. Does this story surface like every 3 months for the past 20 years?
Yes.
Okay. Is anything going to happen with this?
Probably not for a while.
Okay.
I mean, nobody wants to pay for it. I mean, that's the thing. The studios, they don't want to pay, and McFarlane wants to have super control of it. So, I mean, if he wants to do it himself, he could. But I don't think he's got...
Yeah, $250 million, right?
Yeah,
right.
$250 million to do it. To do it the way he wants. He wants a studio to do it for him.
Right.
Maybe we should talk to James Cameron and have him do it for him.
Here's the basic problem, though, and this might get a little hate mail, so my name is Chris Mao in case.
Send it.
The story isn't that great. If Todd McFarlane's involved and he's overseeing the story elements of it, it's not that great. If they put the money into writers and they let the Russo brothers or one of these that have proven that they can do superhero movies, you might have something really special here. But if it's McFarlane and he's overseeing story and he's hiring the writers and it's a dud. It's already dead in the water, which is why nobody wants to come near it. We should get Israel to do a stop motion Spawn and we'll make a better one. And it won't cost us anything because Israel's a kid. We can't pay him. That's child labor laws, man. You're not violating if you don't pay him.
Isn't he in college?
No, he's in high school.
Is he 18?
He is.
He's 18. It's we're legit.
Alil, you have to stay 100 meters away, don't you? Or is that just Chuck E. Cheese?
It's terrible.
That is awful.
It is. Oh.
Why would you be that mean to a Lil?
Oh, because Edward's not here. So Kevin Smith met with Jason Lee about Mallrats, the TV show. It's still not picked up, though.
What? No, it's on Netflix, isn't it?
No, I don't think it's been picked up, has it?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't somebody pick that up? Because
yeah, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. Netflix will pick it up. That or Hulu, one of them. He's had a relationship with Hulu, so they might just pick it up, but it might cost them more than they want to spend.
Well,
for original
AMC
content.
Do it? I don't know why AMC wouldn't do it then.
Yeah, because of his relationship with them.
Yeah, because he does 5 shows on that.
They haven't delved into comedy, but you know what? Will the audience go for his humor in that respect?
You mean Mad Men wasn't funny?
Mad Men wasn't a comedy, though.
I know, I'm teasing.
I mean, you could make the same argument that Breaking Bad was pretty hilarious at times, but this type of show, I think it has to be like a Netflix. Otherwise, if it's a weekly thing, it's dead. And I don't think that works on AMC, frankly.
It won't, but who's got, I mean, and I don't know if any of those, if AMC's in bed, who's AMC's part of what group of networks?
I don't know.
Because it's not like Fox, it's not like FX. AMC, is that channel, is that NBC? I don't know.
I don't think it's part of the Comcast family now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but you know what? I don't think it's going there. I think it's a moot point. I think it's either Hulu or Netflix, period. Unless Crackle jumps in. Hey, we've got $40. Yeah, okay, we'll do it.
We'll do it.
Crackle's trying to do a lot, man. I mean,
you know what? We should do a Kickstarter to buy this, and we can put it on just our YouTube channel. We might raise enough.
I don't know. Kev
we just outdid Crackle. We've got $70.
Only if we do get Michael Parks in the movie. That's the only way. I'll chip in a couple extra bucks.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And Michael Rooker. If you can get Rooker back, yes.
Yeah.
Not Jeremy London, though. Oh.
No. What are all these? I'm looking at, oh my God, what are all these shows on AMC? I've never seen half of them.
Why? What's on there? Halt and Catch Fire's on there.
Yeah, well, I know Halt and Catch Fire, but there's just some other ones. Son of Something and The Making of the Mob. I don't know.
Wasn't Making of the Mob like last year? It looked really cool, but it
might have been
tanked.
Is Preacher coming back or not?
Oh, yeah. Preacher's got a second season.
Nice.
They are casting for Netflix, speaking of that, Taylor Russell, who I don't know who she is.
She was in Falling Skies, and she was in...
Was she?
Yeah,
who did she play on Falling Skies?
I can't remember the name of the character, but she was in there. She played Lark Voorhees in Saved by the Bell, the story.
Oh. That sounds like, oh no, you watched that, didn't you?
Of course I watched that.
I did not.
Isn't she the one with all the problems?
Yes.
Besides
Screech.
Lark Voorhees does not have all the problems. What are you talking about?
Does she not have some problems?
Yeah.
I don't think she does she?
Yes.
I thought she had like drug problems or something.
What was her name on there? What was her name? Come on, Alil.
Lisa Turtle?
Yes. She has problems. She's had run-ins.
She has Screech
nothing
problems?
like Screech. Screech is something else. He's another level.
He's psycho level. She just has Hollywood problems, child star problems, I think.
Yeah. Oh, she was Evelyn on there. Yeah, I remember that character on Falling Skies. Yeah, she's good.
That was a good show too.
Oh, yeah.
It was like V. The first couple seasons were good, and then it got a little rough. But
you know, actually, if you go season by season, it dips at times, but it also like typically picked up by the end of each season, where it got a lot better. So yeah, I mean, the first few seasons are the strongest, but I thought it still ended well.
No, the last
just
season was
disappeared to try
good.
to figure out what trouble Lisa Tuttle's in.
Lisa Turtle, not Tuttle.
Turtle.
Jeez.
I'm getting your ire up.
So Kathleen and I were out at breakfast the other day, and they had it on TV. It was, I didn't even hear the words. It was just unwatchable. Mario Lopez just, hey, I'm Slater. I was like, oh, God.
Wait a minute. The actual show?
The actual show, Saved by the Bell, was on someplace it was a Sunday morning. We went to breakfast. It was just.
Oh, don't you want to keep your breakfast down? But you know what? That's not our wheelhouse. Once again, Alil, that is your wheelhouse. You watched this stuff. Now, was this, you were like in high school when this stuff was on, or were you earlier?
No, it was elementary school. This came out like in 87.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
I was in college.
Yeah, that's why it completely missed us. I thought it was earlier than that. Or I mean, I thought it was high school for you.
No.
Okay, well that makes a lot more sense then. I thought you were like, some creep. Like I knew a guy. I knew a guy when we were like in college. I went over to his house. I managed a DJ company, and he was one of the DJs. And he was like, I don't know, I was probably 21, 22. He was probably 22, 23. He was like a year older than me. And I went over to pick him up, and he was like, "Oh, hey, come on in, meet my mom or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, okay, kind of weird."
I go in, Mom, meatloaf.
Oh, totally.
Mom, meatloaf.
And he goes, he's like showing me like, oh, this is like, he had like the whole downstairs was like an apartment. He's like, oh yeah, I got like a TV and I got all this stuff. I play video games here. I'm like, okay, well, we got to go. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, and this is my room. And I look over and he's got a giant Alyssa Milano poster in there. And I'm like,
sweet.
It wasn't Kiss of the Vampire, Alyssa Milano. It was Saved by the Bell. Who's the boss?
Saved by the Bell.
Of the Vampire. Get the movie title right for the fans who want to go find that on some streaming device.
Yeah. Embrace of the Vampire.
Streaming device.
Oh, she's bipolar. That's what's going on.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
I take everything bad back I said about her, but not about you.
Yeah, she's had a lot of problems, but it says here that through all of this, and she's had misdemeanor charges and blah, 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 blah. Things are dismissed, like just lots of turmoil. But then it says she denies that she's bipolar. Okay, what do you think that means?
Half of me says that's not true.
Right. She said as she laughed and cried at the same time.
That's not really nice to say.
No. Bipolar is serious. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is not Screech. This is sad. She's got bipolar disorder. Very sad. Very sad.
Sure.
But I think that it's one of these things like people can tell that obviously something is going on here and she's denying it. But yeah, I don't know. This kind of reeks of erratic behavior, very strange things. As you're reading this, oh boy.
Yeah.
She was also the one that was not on the reunion she and Screech were not on the reunion that was on Jimmy Fallon. Those are the two that didn't show up.
So who was there? Mario and
I don't know. Mario, the one from Showgirls, Zach, and
was Mr. Belding there?
Belding, and yeah, I think they were.
Love
all there.
Mr. Belding.
Was Nell Carter in that? Oh, sorry, wrong.
Nell Carter?
Didn't she die vacuuming her fish tank?
She did. She died.
Oh my God,
that's awful.
All right, I'm going to end it. We're going to go to YouTube.
I love Give Me a Break. It's terrible. What is it? I'm not going on YouTube.
How about Shirley?
You are going on YouTube.
From what's happening. It was a much better show.
R.I.P. Big Shirley.
I am going to go to YouTube. We are going to continue the conversation about Give Me a Break and Nell Carter there. So if you guys want to give your social media real quick.
You can find me at LOGEEKZ, and that's for the League of Geeks podcast.
And Chris?
I can be found at www.theblueboxcafe.com or at Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176 on social media.
Awesome. And I am at R Southgate, or you can follow this show at SMG_TWIG. If you can decipher what that means.
Twig? What does Twig mean?
What does Twig mean?
What's a branch? What are we doing with wood?
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on everything. And October 1st, we have a podcast marathon coming up. Look on our social media. There is tons of stuff about it and tons of stuff about our Kickstarter that is still currently going to help make that event even better. So
the next $5 buys Rob a razor.
Yeah. You should talk there, Scruffy Nerf herder. So that's it.
You didn't say it was for your face, though.
It's a man groomer. All right, that's it. I'm hanging up. We will talk to you guys momentarily on YouTube.